Hello, Game Day Coaching members. This is Rick Storley from New Home Sales Coach. What I'm going to do now is I am going to give you a quick overview of when you meet with someone and you need to have what we call an initial consultation. In other words, you need to get an answer out of them as to this question: would you consider hiring your company? Very simple. That's what we need to get them to say yes or no the very first time we meet them, preferably within the first 30 minutes. So the idea of the initial consultation is this. They either call you, email you, perhaps walk into your model home, and at some point you determine that they're a viable candidate to build or perhaps buy one of your homes. Before you jump in and start looking at designs, features, options, home sites, you need to first figure out, do they agree with the way that you build homes? Because if they don't, you're going to get commoditized and you're never going to be the lowest price. So this is how it works. When you set an appointment to come back, we want to go through this PowerPoint. And so on the right side of your screen here, this is an 18 slide PowerPoint. It's a template that you are able to modify and customize. On the left is the scripts that I suggest you print out, put on a clipboard, and use as a reference as you walk them through this PowerPoint. Now, ideally, the PowerPoint would be delivered on some sort of a netbook, perhaps an iPad, but something other than a laptop. If you have a laptop, you do it on the laptop, but ideally you do something a little more streamlined. So this is how it works. To the left here shows you where you're at. You'll have some specific notes on here, and then when we get down to where we're talking about the visuals, you'll see where it says visual. Now, when they come on in, you're going to go ahead and thank them for their time together, reconfirm how much time they have to talk, go to sit down. The first thing you want to do is you want to complete your needs analysis. That's your guest card. That's where the 7 areas of qualification. Make sure you understand completely what their current situation is and ideally what they're looking for. So then you're going to do a summary close here, and you're going to ask them, let's take a look at some ideas for your new home. So when you get to that point, you're going to pull open this particular PowerPoint. You'll start on this slide here, which is your logo, but we'll continue to move over here to the visual bullet points of overview of our time together. So the next slide would go something like this. What I want to talk about today is, number one, I want you to consider this an interview. We just want to figure out if we are a good fit for you and you are a good fit for us. Then I want to educate you on home building. I want to talk about how homes are designed, how new homes are priced, how they're constructed, and also discuss the differences between a new home and a used home. At the end of our time together, I'm going to ask you one simple question. Assuming we're a good fit for another, I'm going to ask you, would you consider hiring ABC Builders? If your answer is yes, we'll talk about the next step. And if not, there's no harm done. In fact, I'll even try to refer you to another company or perhaps suggest that you buy a used home. Does that sound fair? Great. Now, if we look like we're a good fit for one another, I'll talk about the next steps. And what that is to review some home sites and then go into what we call a selection consultation. And so then you're going to continue to go to the next slide. So we go over here, advance the slide, and we scroll down here. So before we get started, would it be alright if I ask you a couple questions? You're going to go through these notes, then get into your builder story. You can see the visual here, and you advance to this point. Go through who you are, what you've done to address the changing economy, and then go through your unique selling proposition. You'll go through all of these slides. There is scripts for each of these. You're going to want to definitely practice this first. Practice it on a peer, practice it with a tape recorder, but make sure you're comfortable with it. Again, it should take approximately 30 minutes, with the question at the end being, would you consider hiring us? And if they would, then you'll go ahead and finish up looking at plans, walk them to the model home if you have one, set up a time for a home site review, and more or less determining your preliminary budget. The critical point is this: do not jump into what we call your solution before you completely understand the situation of your prospect. The more they think you understand them, the closer they feel to you, and the more likely they are to consider you as the expert to present them the best solution, which is going to be your new home or remodeling service. Happy selling.